to go for left work a little early today. I don't know, it's just not a good day. It's good for the until I had one of the weirdest effing meetings of all time. I don't feel like showing my face right now because I'm just disgusted. Can't even look at myself. Just not in the sense that I did anything wrong. Just can't. I feel like I didn't say enough, to be honest, but that's okay. But today we're going to talk about bad management and gaslighting. So here's the deal. Gaslighting's a real thing, man. Gaslighting's a real deal. And you don't want anybody to take advantage of you. But yeah, no, it's frustrating, man. I don't even know what to say right now. But yeah, there's a few techniques you can do to kind of maybe subvert it, but sometimes you can't win situations, especially when somebody's trying to make you feel like you're in the wrong, you're kind of crazy, that sort of thing. And on the surface, yeah, I seem like a wild dude, but at the end of the day, I'm sincere. I do mean what I say. But it's a weird situation, man. Here we go. Making our way up. Oh. Yeah. See, I'm trying to fix the camera on here at least a little bit. It's a little janky. Guess that would be the right word for it. There we go. That should fit better. But yeah, overall, it's just it's a really huge thing today for me. And people treat you badly. It's gotta have some dignity, And I've just been pushed around, and and I think the worst part about that meeting was that somebody who comes across just as intimidating as I am, because I can understand if people would be intimidated by me. I got a deep voice. I kind of a taller dude, kind of bigger dude. But at the end of the day, it's just like, what have I done? What have I done except for be treated like garbage by management? And it's just like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who have these same kind of stories, and I think it's important at least somebody take you seriously, and that's the one thing, man. Nobody's taking me seriously. So I left early, about like roughly 2.5 hours earlier than I should, and I've been trying not to let this job get me angry. I really am not. Like, I've actually been focusing on the things I want to focus on, like this YouTube channel and everything, but it's, why do people do that? I hate gaslighting so much. I hate it when people just want to make somebody look crazy. It's malicious, It's rough. I think the one thing I could really, really say is, when you have shitty management, especially when you're productive. The weirdest part about the meeting I had today was like, you're productive, you do good work, but stating I was like unprofessional because I had typed a message where I was like, well, I wanted the original request, because I had a PTO request for like a couple hours, and yeah, they just, I said, well, I can't really work around that. I just need a couple hours off that day, specific time frame, so it was ridiculous. I've just never been really more upset and more aggravated, man. I wanted to crash out so hard. I wanted to crash out real hard. But I didn't. Trying not to, at least. I feel like it would have been a pretty valid crash out, though, all things considered, but not all crash outs are created equal. But it's nice to be out and about. I got my little tiny tripod, little selfie stick thing. It's just, man, it was a weird meeting. Like, that might have been one of the weirdest management meetings ever, and to be honest, it made me lose even more faith in the company I work for. And yeah, it got to the point where I was like, I thought about quitting right then and there. I was like, well, why do I bother with this? Why do I keep having to deal with this crap? And I've been visibly upset, sure. I've been trying not to let things get to me. I've been really trying. And I try to be a good sport about things. And I think what really pissed me off was she immediately was assuming that I was going to be confrontational. That's what got me. I was like, oh, you want me to crash out, don't you? I didn't, though. I actually did keep my cool. I did end up getting a little condescending, rightfully so. I think that's another person I never want to talk to again. I would never want to talk to her in my life. She's a miserable person, I could tell. And what really pissed me off at the end of it was she was saying something along the lines of like, I hope you find something that you could do that makes you happy. And I was almost like, were you going to fire me? That sounds like firing talk, right? I hope you could find a way to be happy, do something that you like. It's like, I do. I actually enjoy doing the job. I hate my managers. Yeah, I do hate them. Because they make me feel like garbage. Yeah, I said it. I hate my managers. I hate all of them. I hate the whole company I work for. The teammates that I got, they're actually pretty nice. They're very kind. I found out today's World Kudos Day. Too bad I shoved any potential kudos for any of my shitty managers up my ass. Yeah, because they treat me like garbage. And tried talking to HR about it. It was brushed off, of course. And now it's like full retaliation mode. And you know what was worse? Because I had complained. And maybe I'm seen as a narc now, probably. But it's because I complained. Now I feel like I'm being targeted a little bit. So it's pretty obvious. And she made assumptions about me, and I was like, okay, you want to make assumptions about me? Well, I already made some assumptions about her. I'm not going to say that. But no, it was garbage. That might have been the biggest bullshit stunt I've ever seen a company. I think what's worse is I've been with this company for a while. And, maybe if I wasn't with the company for so long, maybe I wouldn't take it so personally. But maybe I did. Because I do work hard. And not just that, my stats do prove that I am an efficient, productive team member. I'm trying to make sure this actually stays put. This probably won't. But yeah, it was one of the most irritating experiences I've ever had. And as somebody who's worked for this company for a very long time, I could say that I felt like I was gonna like I wanted to throw a fit. Like I was like, what is this? What are you trying to pull? And you know, it was levels of gaslighting that I couldn't stand. We'll get to the gaslighting part a little. I know I'm ranting right now. I'm seething because this happened earlier this morning, and you know, and we had a few things we had to do, so I accomplished what I needed to accomplish for the day. But I left early because I knew if I left any earlier, it'd be used against me as a reliability thing or whatever, and it still counts against me to a degree, but not as badly. But yeah, it's just one of those things that left a very bad taste in my mouth. And this is a message to you, my managers, if you ever see this, which you guys probably already watch my YouTube channel, I have a feeling. And that's probably why you treat me like shit. But whatever. But yeah, you guys, I just want to say this, are rotten to the core. You guys have treated me like crap, garbage long enough. And I'm done with it. To be quite honest with you, I'm done with being treated like garbage. And I'm just going to use this as a selfie stick. But yeah, done with being treated like shit, you know. So yeah. It's ridiculous though. I'm going to see if I could actually adjust this real quick. Hold on. Okay, maybe I can. There we go. Put this all the way up here. And I think I just got to latch it on. Strap on. I think it'll stay. Hold on. Maybe it won't stay. I don't know. But yeah, I just, you know, I'm... As somebody who, you know, as somebody who has really put a lot of effort into this job, it's beyond infuriating, you know. And when you put the level of effort in that I've put into, I'm not saying like I have the best stats on the team, but I'm pretty sure I've got stellar stats because I take a lot of calls in a day. I even take a look at the stats at the end of the day because I do have abilities to look at that stuff. They cannot gaslight me on those stats. Like, they're actually good. I outpace my entire team on calls per day. I compare my stats to the morning crew because it's kind of a good gauge. And yeah, I'm keeping up with everybody. My average handle time is exceptional. And yeah, I take a lot of calls. I get back in the queue. I'm not afraid of it. And I appreciate the people I work with. They do an incredible job. My managers, on the other hand, oh man, I could care less. I don't want to. It sucks that you have a job. It's funny when you have a job that you like to do, because I really do like the job I do. Like, it is fun. I get to, you know, the calls aren't too long. I'm very good at, you know, getting things done quickly, so I take very quick calls. Not the quickest calls. I will say my talk time's a little high sometimes, but my wrap-up time is stellar because I get out of wrap and I start taking more calls immediately. So I'm always within handle time. But yeah, I have never felt more singled out in my life. Seriously, I've never felt more singled out in my life. This is the weird. It's like I'm told basically that my feelings don't matter. They're not saying it, they're implying it though. They're saying that because nobody else has said anything, therefore we can conclude that your observation is invalid. Did it ever occur? It's so funny. They don't actually consider this variable, that they come across so intimidating that people would be fearful for their jobs if they said anything negative. So that's something they don't seem to consider in that equation. So it bugs the shit out of me. And yeah, could I be wrong? I mean, no. I know how they treat me, and they treat me like shit. But maybe they treat everybody else pretty well. I don't know why they treat me the way I do. They do. Sorry. I feel like I've been treating myself like shit by being so hateful. Yeah, I've been hateful. I've been spiteful. I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. But I am angry. I'm very depressed, if we're gonna be honest. I'm like, that's why I'm outside. The best way to cure my depression is for me to get some sunshine and not have to feel as shitty about what the hell just happened. Luckily I'm not fired yet, but they'll find something. And that's the whole point of those types of things. They're like, it's basically a way for them to say, hey, look, you're on our radar. We have a target on your back. And if we find anything subtly wrong, we're going to can your ass. And that's basically how I interpreted it. And and I think that's the way it should be interpreted at this point, because the management has been nothing but dismissive of everything I've said. Everything. Maybe not everything. Something. Most things. I'd say 80% of everything that I have said, if I were to take a good guess, has been dismissed. And I'm not standing for it any longer. One of the reasons why I'm kind of glad I got the show is to at least broadcast how I'm feeling, so it's on record. Because it's real. It's real. And you know what? Look, I just want to say, if anybody's going through what I'm going through, I don't know how to advise you on it. All I know is what I did. And what I did was, I don't know if what I did was smart or dumb, to be honest, because I was being honest. I told this gal, I'm not going to say her names, I do respect privacy. They probably don't think I'm respectful at all, but honestly, I've tolerated quite a bit. And it all started with one really bad lead that I've had to deal with quite frequently. One person. And she's been nothing but awful, if I'm going to say so. I really just wish she was nicer to me. Every time we do a one-on-one, it's funny. She knows the one-on-ones aren't recorded, so she basically treats me like shit. Not like abs. She doesn't say She said a few demeaning things to me, and it really, really grinded my gears. But at the same time, I was just like, dude, this is messed up. I cannot allow this any further. And so I went to HR originally. Yeah, it's a narc move. I'll admit it. That's a narc move. But when you're kind of left with no choice and you feel like you're going to get fired, sometimes because of the way that a lead speaks to you, you get to the point where you're just like, I guess I just go to HR and they'll probably put the target on my back. And then that just ended up, I think it's honestly just ended up making things worse, because there's kind of a weird tier system here. There's the person that gives me my one-on-ones. Then there's the person who gives me the, who's basically kind of the overview director of the program itself. And then after that, and I think she also overviews other programs besides this one. And then there's the person that I had to speak to today. And it wasn't a pleasant conversation. In fact, the way she talked to me felt like I was a nuisance, and that she would be much happier if I went away, the way she was talking to me. She made a lot of assumptions about me, so I'm making a lot of assumptions about her at this point. And it's just the way that she was talking about it. It was rough, man. It was rough. So, very happy to talk the way I'm talking right now. And it feels right. It feels absolutely correct. And, But, no, I can't really talk smack directly to them, because then it would be a violation or unprofessional or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no. I'm going to be exactly who I want to be at this point. And, the only way sometimes to get around certain things is to do stuff like this, where you get to call it out. I can't obviously call out their names because it's a privacy violation. I'm actually respectful to that. But yeah, they'd probably use this video against me. They probably would. Yeah, everybody, And it's funny because I don't believe the world's out. I really don't believe, as much as one would think that's what I believe. I don't. I just believe that I have some awful managers. We'll just put it that way. And, they say they want to retain employees and they want a good environment, but it's really the opposite, So I'm proud to say that, everything that I've done so far, it's been worth it. And, and like I said, if I get fired, I get fired. But I'm very willing, and I have my own side businesses that I run. Those bring streams of income for me. So it's not like I'm destitute if I ever lose this job. But it's gotten to the point where the only reason I do it is because I'm getting paid $18 an hour. That's the only reason I'm doing it. And it's like I take that money and I bet it against Bitcoin, or I just throw it into my investment portfolio, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's a crazy situation. I've just never felt more pissed off. I guess would be a good word to say in this instance. But yeah, no, it feels good to just kind of let it all out. And this is kind of like the best way one can deal with that sort of stuff is to just really face it head on. And you know, I was honest. I I was very honest with her. I felt like yeah, I think she it was really pissed me off was she came in the way she was talking to me. She came in assuming that I was going to just like yell at her. Like it was the weirdest thing. Like my management team has made me out to look like the devil, and then this person talks to me even more degrading than my. I don't know. It was a weird situation, and I'm still very confused about it. And yeah, it's weird. It's a trippy situation, man. But yeah, this is a good little environment out here. It's behind the park. It's the tennis courts, and yeah, I like it. It's pretty dope. But yeah, after today, I haven't felt this depressed in a while. If we're gonna be honest, I feel horrendous, uh, and I just I want to lay down and cry, but I can't. You know, I mean, I shed a few tears today actually, just because I just felt awful. Like it's just like sometimes there are just some battles I can't win. Tim Smith says, "Tell you can't focus due to climate change." Thank you, but I just yeah, and I haven't. You know, I did a good job. I've done a good job of not talking about my crappy managers over this channel lately. But now I got to revisit it because I had another encounter with somebody who's even more. I don't think she's. I don't know. I can't tell who's worse. They're all the same to me at this point. I just. It was weird because she was claiming like which I was being unprofessional, and I was like, no, on the contrary, I'm opinionated. But honestly, having an opinion on certain things is not unprofessional. I could say that the client that we work for is a little backwards on what they do. I don't say it to the client. I say it to the company I work for. That's the difference. Like I still abide by the rules. Like I'm still very aware of how these rules work. By the way, and it's just it bugs the shit out of me, man. But yeah, it's crazy. Looks like a family's playing some tennis at the moment, but probably should let them use this side of the court too if they really want to. But yeah, that's just kind of how the day went, and I'll probably do a little more walking here in a second. But you know, sometimes it's like if people are treating you poorly, man, it's just like it really it's this is where I'm torn. Like I said, I've never actually been in this situation where, because every job I've worked, I've enjoyed doing the job because I'm a hard worker. I really do actually put an effort towards it. My work is good. But I've never had management where I've been so like reluctant to even come into work. Like that's bad, man. That's rough. And they say management's a make or break thing. It's just like yeah. And you could say even the client that I work for is backwards and idiotic, but you know they do their thing, and I respect it. I guess not really. I do the job and I do it to the best of my ability, and my stats are pretty good. So. But at the same time, it's like, dude, the energy has been sucked out of me. Like, it's just, I mean, I feel better now that I'm not there. you know, I'm still working for the company, unfortunately. Maybe I'm just a masochist. Maybe I just like it when, maybe I just like being treated like shit. I've started to wonder that. Maybe I'm like my dad. You know, my dad was a little bitch boy. And, yeah, he liked being treated like crap by my mom, so whatever, you know. And, yeah, my mom treats men like shit, so it's one of those things that maybe I'm destined to have women treat me like crap the rest of my life. Maybe that's just the way it has to go. It's a funny joke. But that's okay. That's okay. What's Tim Smith saying right now? Let's see. Bring back phone sex. Oh my god. Wait, did you try talking in an Indian accent? Wait. I don't think so. I might have. Who knows? Maybe I talked in a... Did I speak in an Indian accent just now? I might have. I don't know. That's funny though if I did. I think I try to speak in a sad Irish accent, but yeah, I'm burnt out, man. Well, not really burnt out. Like the job's not bad. I'm emotionally a wreck right now, though, dude. Like I'm like, and I feel like this is what they want. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's it's just like I feel like they're trying to get me to quit, and that's just kind of the deal. And yeah, but you know. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good little spot. Love the good old tennis courts up here. These areas, it's a good place to just rest and kind of do what I gotta do. But yeah, it's the way to go. But Tim, it's good to see you on here, man. So I've just been kind of trying to be, you know, I've been trying to be grateful for what I got. You know, that's really it. But some days you just get bummed out, man. Some days you just deal with people that you're just, you know, management that you can't avoid, and it's become one of those situations where, yeah. You know, and I think what was really frustrating was that she used certain words against me during the thing, where because I was saying, yeah, I do kind of hate my management team. I have bad feelings towards them and the way that they talk to me and stuff like that. And then she said, well, I've heard some words out of you, hate and blah, blah, blah. And a couple of words. I was like, well, you know, context matters is what I told her. And I kind of just started becoming a smartass at the end of the conversation, because the way she was talking to me was more condescending than I could have ever spoke to her. You know, the more I look back on the conversation, I just felt like I was being cornered, and that's how it felt. And, but yeah, I told her, I was like, well, you know, context is king. So, you know, words in the context of what I was saying do matter. And there's a reason for the reason I feel, there's a reason why I feel the way I feel. I don't just feel this way out of the blue. I feel this way because my feelings are real. The things I experience from my crappy management are real. So, like I said, I'm trying not to get angry and hateful, but I want the truth to be spread out. That the company I work for is garbage. The management I work for makes me feel insignificant, small, and like my job is always on the line, even when my stats are actually pretty decent. So, yeah. And yeah, I do feel targeted. They could say what they want, man, but yeah, I'm being targeted, man. And it's funny. I don't feel that way in any other aspect of my life. None. Zero. And yeah, so when you feel like your back's against the wall, sometimes you gotta bite. And this is the only biting I can do, is doing this stupid live video where I'm sitting out here on a tennis court bench, It's people playing tennis, right? So, yeah, that's the way it goes, man. But honestly, doing DoorDash for a living does sound kind of lucrative. Whenever I do it, I do a pretty good job. I got good delivery bags, and I'm always prepared. So, and I got a good rating. So, but yeah, I'm really trying to make sure that I got enough funds just kind of stashed up at this point, because like I said, I feel like I've been kind of cornered at this time, and yeah, it's not a fun feeling, you guys. It's really not. But yeah, I feel lower than dirt, and that's just kind of the way it rolls, I guess. And I'm sorry this episode's so depressing, you guys. I try not to make shitty, depressing episodes, but there is a silver lining to this. Maybe I will get fired. There's a silver lining. Because it's like, I do like the job. That's like I said, that is the craziest part about this. I like doing the actual work itself. I don't like dealing with toxic management, That's the thing. So if they want to be toxic and they want to be terrible and shitty, then maybe just try to change it up a bit. I'm not sure. I was thinking I might go to the liquor store, actually, even though typically I'm trying not to drink as much as I used to, but I feel like part of me just wants to go get some hard liquor, and maybe not too hard. I don't know. No, not too hard on the liquor, but it's tempting. It's a very tempting prospect. Not much of a liquor guy, but sometimes, man. Sometimes the. What do you guys think? You guys think I should walk to the liquor store? I got some battery. I got 34% on the battery. Just walk until my battery dies. Well, there is the wooded area, wooded path. I could always go walk down that way. Yeah, it's just weird, man. And the worst part is I got kind of a punchable face, so it's pretty easy to hate me. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like, when you make it's funny when you make enemies with management. Yeah, I painted a target on my back, that's for sure. And just by even going to HR, I painted a target on my back. So that's the way it goes. But that's okay. Is that a bee? Is that a fly? Get away from me, bee. It's a bee chasing me. Ooh. Bee around here. Bee time. Well, I think what I will do, probably escape out of here. Let's see here. I've never been through this hole before, so I'm going to walk through this fence, as you guys can see. Magic trick. I'm going to walk through the fence. And we're gonna maybe walk down to the liquor store. I don't know. But I was able to escape. But yeah, overall, it's pretty dope. Go down the good old forest. Sitting at the park bench is just making me more depressed, so I gotta keep walking. It's the only way I can feel better. Oh, this keeps bumbling around. Ugh. I will admit these new shoes have been really good though. Very lightweight, very nice. Make sure you guys like the video though. More likes, the better. Yeah, feeling good though, man. Feeling good. You guys want to hear me sing a song in the woods? Probably go sing a song in the woods, why not? Walk through the Mingus Park wood zone. This is... It's funny because this doesn't seem to want to really stay. Huh. The pussy is the mussy, and we're all just gonna go walk around, paint the town. I appreciate all the views, by the way. We're walking through the forest, the crazy forest. Try to get a good extended view. There we go. There we go. Oh my God. I will admit, if the phone drops, where are we at? Huh. Yeah, interesting. Not as many trees as there used to be. I feel like I might have cut down some of the... They may have cut down some of the trees out here. But but yeah, I just really want to say that I want to thank you guys for viewing, and again, maybe I probably shouldn't apologize, but I'm gonna apologize anyway. I'm sorry when these episodes happen. It is my fault that I have to complain about these things, but I gotta get it off my chest. But yeah, don't let toxic managers and stuff like that, don't let them get under your skin, right? Just don't. And yeah. But yeah, no, honestly, they've been unprofessional to me. So yeah, maybe I've been a little snarky, a little condescending. I think it's well earned. If we're going to be honest, very, very well earned. And you know what? I will say this. If I ever do get fired, I'm not going to finish what I'm going to say. But if I ever do get fired, they better, if they fire me for a right reason, okay, I'll allow that. I'll allow it. If they fire me for a completely unethical reason, I don't even want to say what I'm thinking right now. This is, But I am in full psycho mode, man. I'm trying, like I said, trying to avoid this angry feeling, right? Avoiding angry feelings can be tough. Especially when you're dealing with people that you just don't want to deal with anymore. They probably, my managers probably don't want to deal with me because they probably think I'm a narc. And yeah, I am a narc. I narked on them for being pieces of shit to me. And when you're a piece of shit to me, I'll do what I gotta do to get you to stop, right? Because when I was younger, I didn't stand up for myself. I didn't. When I was younger, I never stood up for myself at all. And that stuck with me. You know, and there's one person, may he rest in peace, by the way, Eric Williams, who I think about from time to time. He, very wise. You know, funny thing is, wise beyond his years. I will tell him that. I think I've told him that a few times. But, you know, he did tell me when I was younger that I don't stick up for myself enough, that people walk all over me. And sometimes those words that he told me back in the day, I didn't think about them as much because I didn't think people walked all over me, and people did. I was just afraid to admit it. But he was the one who would honestly tell me that people walked over me, right? And so I decided, well, this whole time, you know, his voice has kind of been ringing in my head. Don't let people step on you, man. Don't let people push you around. Because don't let them think they can get away with it either. You know. Don't. So yeah, my management team's toxic. I'm not going to let them bully me. I'm not going to let it happen. And you know what? They want to make my life hell? Fine. They could do it. Because I know deep down, their life sucks far more than mine ever could. And I actually do feel pity for them. Especially the person I had to talk to today. She's awful. And she's a big gaslighter too. Screw management, by the way. That's all I gotta say is management's just incompetent. I think they're just insecure. There's a level of insecurity that goes along with management. And you know, as an employee, sure, I can at least admit I'm insecure to some degree. Because I feel like my job's in jeopardy. For no reason at all. It's hard to justify firing somebody who has decent stats. But they'll look for anything they can. They really will. They'll look for whatever they can to make me look shitty. Because they see me as a narc. And yes, HR is not your friend. In fact, me going to HR was probably the worst mistake I could have made. But, yeah. I mean, what do you do when you got no choice? I mean, I'm not a fan of HR to begin with. That's why I avoided going to them to begin with, right? But maybe one of these days I'll do a nice video about the lack of. It's a weird process, man. I don't know. I just keep wondering, just should I give this up, man? Because they've taken the wind out of my sails. Taking the wind right out of the sails, man. Yeah, it sucks. It does. It does when you have to deal with, and I'm heated. I'm heated. It's like I just want them to leave me alone. Is that so much to ask? I want management to leave me alone. Don't like the way I'm treated? Don't. It's frustrating. Get treated like... You know, it's funny. That meeting today honestly did more harm than good. It made me actually more resentful. I wasn't even feeling very resentful recently until that stupid fucking meeting today. That meeting just made things worse. I mean, like, does she really... I don't know. She's terrible. Like, I don't like management, man. The management for this company might be the worst management I've ever had the displeasure of working with. Because, look, I've had managers. Like, legitimate managers. These are fake. These are fake people. These are fake people. And, yeah. I'm done with the fake. Done with the fake. But I'll live with it. I'll get paid. Whatever. At this point, just fire me. You know, just do what you want. Because I know that's what you guys want to do. Right? I know. But they don't want to fire me because I have a Mexican last name. Maybe because I have done nothing wrong and I am actually productive. Isn't that interesting? because I am productive, and I do actually a good job. And you know what? I'm pretty nice to my fellow teammates, by the way, except for my management team. They've made me feel like garbage enough times. Mainly just, it's funny. It's mainly the person who gave me my one-on-ones. And then I realized, the more I would talk to the person above me about it, they just dismissed it. And I was like, she's a problem too. So they're all problems. All management is a problem at this point where I work. Now this is not a blanket statement for all companies. Some companies actually have beautifully structured management systems, and they get the right people in the right positions. And the people I had to deal with today, people I am dealing with now, they're bad. They're just no good. I think I see a spider web ahead. Hold on. I might need a stick, you guys. I gotta whack a web. I don't want to whack this web. I don't want to hurt the spider, but I don't want the spider to bite me either. I'm trying not to have the spider bite me. But it's fun to walk through these woods. Many a times I would walk through here as a young lad, and back when I was in high school. I'm gonna throw this. How far do you guys think I could throw this? Watch this. All right, ready? Well, that was a shitty throw. Shitty throw. But yeah, it's I just want to, don't want to lie down and surrender though, but at the same time, it's like, what do you do? What do you do? And I'm lucky I got this show. Show's been a real blessing. But I'm thankful to YouTube, actually. YouTube used to be really kind of crappy to me, and then they got their act together, and now I can earn a little bit of ad revenue, which is nice for content I make, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna find a place to sit down here in a second. Try to, at least. But yeah, I feel low. I feel very, very low. And I don't feel good about where I'm at in life. I mean, I feel good at where I'm at. I gotta take that back. I don't feel good about the managers and my job. I could focus on things that I'm grateful for, because I'd rather focus on that. But the things that I'm really grateful for at the end of the day would be like, my family, my friends, even you guys. Believe it or not, I'm grateful as hell that you guys are around. But at the same time, I wish I could just feel better. Probably take a rest since we did walk quite a bit. Probably hang out in the old bamboo gardens for a second or somewhere. Good place to plop them. Here we go. Now I made it back. Oh, I think there's a spider web on my But yeah, it's just I still don't know what to say. I'm still a little in shock at the moment. But I'm gonna find a place to plop for a second. Hold on, that's a spider webs. All right. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's another particular spot that I like up here. Pretty secluded. Probably gonna get my bussy pounded, but you know, whatever. Whatever. This is the spot right here. So this is the bussy, my bussy. All right. Sit down. Well, here's a good spot. All right. It is a little hotter out here than I expected. Oh. Oh boy. Oh. All right, so a little slanted at the moment, but that's okay. Oop. I don't know if that's a fly or a spider. I think it's a fly. So yeah, it's this will probably be the last shot for the day, last live portion for the day. But yeah, it feels good to just really get the heck away from everything. You know, to anybody who's this sucks, man. This is a weird situation for me. I'm a torn person right now. Torn. And that's... I just realized this is totally messed up. Can't even... But overall, it's... got plenty of opportunities. And even if I do get fired, I still got this channel, and I still got... my job, I could still do deliveries, and, that matters. And I'm just tired of being treated like garbage, man. Like, how do you, I guess you can't. Sometimes, some people just get treated better than others. Like, and I think it's, I really do think it's like a physical attractiveness sort of thing, because, statistics show that odd-looking people get treated like shit. So maybe that's what's going on here. I'm still trying to sort it out, man. And I mean, the only thing keeping me on that at this job straight up, and this is the God honest truth, is the fact that I do have good statistics. Like, I actually do a lot of work, and it is high quality. Maybe not always, but the quality's there. And it's pretty interesting, man. But it was eye-opening for me. I'll tell you that. The whole situation was very, very eye-opening. I don't like this person that I was speaking with today. She is, I wouldn't say she's as bad as the supervisor the person that gives me the one-on-ones. Like I said, I'm not trying to name anybody's names at the moment. You know, I'm trying to be very, very respectful of that. But, and I at this point, I just got to expect it. I got to expect that I'm going to get treated like garbage. And I just got to, do I have to lay down and take it? Probably, if I want to keep the job. Okay. It started out with the lead who gave me the one-on-ones being rude and condescending to me. You know. And then now I am a slightly sarcastic and a little condescending. Sure. I feel like it's a little bit earned, if I'm going to be honest. You only get what you give, man. As the old saying goes, and so far this company and everybody in management's given me nothing but grief. So, giving them grief by being me. And yeah, I don't like my management. I don't. I really don't. In fact, you know what? Deep down, if I'm going to be honest, yeah, I do hate them. But I'm not going to focus on the hate. Don't focus on the hate is the thing. Focus on what you're grateful for, what you got. Because I got a lot. I got more than I've probably deserved in this life. I don't know. I've not been a perfect person by any means, but I have grown as an individual. And to have toxic people, toxic managers be in my face about bullshit, it's more than I could bear. I just realized I have missed a lot of the chat logs. Sorry about that, you guys. I realized I just missed every single chat on here. Tim Smith says no, but they might replace you with Garza, but with an Indian accent next time. Try that and tell them you're to replace Garza. That's funny. Let's see. Tim Smith says front row tickets to WrestleMania next year are $70,000. What? Who the hell wants to go? I like the WWE more than I like WrestleMania more than anything. I think it's great, but you know I'm not. Anthony says Maxter, and Ultrafire says, yo buddy, how's it going? I'm sorry, yeah, I'm not doing too great. Just not a good day. It's just it got even worse. I didn't think it could get worse, but it's gotten worse. I mean, my day is fine. A day is fine. My work life is become so unbearable. Managers are useless at my job, and I know they got stuff in their lives, but I also got stuff in my life too, and I don't need managers making my life harder. So get a nice bottle of underproof single barrel bourbon. That sounds really nice. Tim Smith said a couple found an orphan baby crocodile and brought it home to raise it, and then this happened. What do you do for work? What if you become Spider-Man? Don't give up, buddy. This is all Batalchi saying this. One of the few good things about my culture is that stubbornness is not to quit despite the hardship, bro. Please, I love Jordan Peterson, man. I think Jordan Peterson's great. Jordan Peterson here. Sorry, you guys, I missed all the chats previously. I didn't realize that